Hi, I'm Jed Herne, author of Fires of the Dead, which you can pre-order on Amazon right now. Comes out September 20th. And this is daily writing advice. Big emotions. We've all felt them, we've all read them, we've all seen them. Things like sadness, anger, grief. You know, these big archetypal experiences like perhaps the unfortunate death of a loved one, or perhaps the joy of winning a sporting competition, or the fear of the lights plunging out in your house and you're all alone in there and what's there creaking in the wardrobe. These are big emotions, and sometimes they don't have the impact that we imagine them as writers on our readers. Because it's all very well to show your characters suffering from grief after a loved one has died and showing them crying or whatever. And for them, for someone in real life who might be experiencing that, that is a big thing. That's probably one of the hardest things to experience. But readers have just seen it so many times in fiction, and it's probably not going to make an impact on them because it's just expected. Sure, someone died, this character is crying, they're in grief, whatever, I've checked out. Like, it's probably not going to be that engaging for me. Unless you find a way to ground it in the specific. Because like I mentioned before, these big emotions are archetypal. They're more or less, I hesitate to use this term because, you know, there's always exceptions and stuff. They're more or less universal experiences, right? The fact is, we're all probably going to die one day unless you invent immortality. Give me a call, that would be really cool. So therefore, we have some emotional grounding in this across cultures. And this means that if you just describe an average experience of grief, or an average experience of joy, or an average experience of elation, you're only going to get an average reaction from readers. So the key to avoiding average, which is a bad place to be, is specificity. Instead of having your character just cry at the fact that their loved one has passed away, maybe have them think about the fact that they're going to miss how when they used to sleep together, the loved one would fart in their sleep and the main character would just not be able to go to sleep because they were laughing so hard at it. But that is one of the things in Goodwill Hunting that Robin Williams' character says about his wife.
My wife used to fart when she was nervous. She had all sorts of wonderful little idiosyncrasies. You know, she used to fart in her sleep. I'm sorry I shared that with you. One night it was so loud it woke the dog up. She woke up and got like, "Oh, was that you?" I said, "Yeah, I didn't have the heart to tell her." Oh, God. She woke herself up? Yes. Oh, Christ. But Will, she's been dead 2 years, and that's the shit I remember. It's wonderful stuff, you know? Little things like that. Yeah, but those are the things I miss the most. The little idiosyncrasies that only I knew about. That's what made her my wife. Oh, and she had the goods on me, too. She knew all my little peccadillos. People call these things imperfections, but they're not. Oh, that's the good stuff.
And we're back. And this tiny little detail of having the character that Robin Williams plays regret his wife's passing and miss this tiny little aspect of her personality really drives home how tragic this event is, how bad death of a loved one is. And this is a technique that you can consider applying in your own stories. So don't just describe an average thing, describe something as specifically as possible. What is unique about the character's experience? What unique experiences can you draw on in your own life to give this emotional grounding in your story? If you think about those questions, and if you think about ways to make things specific and focus on the small details, those big, archetypal, average emotions will actually have an impact in your stories, will actually make readers cry, will actually make readers cheer, will actually make readers angry. And that's how you're going to create some amazing stories. So I've been Jed Herne. Thank you so much for listening. Go write some extraordinary stories. See ya.